Juan Guaido, the pretend president of Venezuela, the fucking Georgetown douchebag prep boy shithead that the U.S. pointed to and said, yeah, he's the president of Venezuela. No one had ever voted for him for president of Venezuela. That's the guy. He's president of Venezuela. We just said so right now. He's just right now. Just right now, he's president of Venezuela. Honestly, it's like, it feels like when you showed up at a friend's house and they were like, hey man, we're playing the floor is lava and you're gonna die. And you're like, nope, I didn't have a vote in that. I'm not playing the floor is lava. Why am I part of your fucking shithead fantasy? That's what Juan Guaido feels like. It's like the U.S. being like, he's president of Venezuela. And everybody being like, well, I didn't. Who told you that? Who said that is happening at all? So, but it keeps getting better on the Juan Guaido sad path. Here's Juan Guaido the other day having his shirt ripped off by some folks in Venezuela. Former Deputy Guaido, followed by the violence he sowed, is the title of the article. And here he's getting basically attacked. And I do not support violence unless you're ripping off the shirt of Juan Guaido, because that's pretty fucking funny. Former Deputy Juan Guaido, watch, YouTube will ban this video for bullying. I hurt Juan Guaido's feelings. Former Deputy Juan Guaido. And the reason they're calling that is because he was never the president of Venezuela. So this article is accurately not calling him former president of Venezuela or attempted president of Venezuela or disputed president of Venezuela. No, he's none of those things. He's not and never has been the president of Venezuela. So they're saying former deputy, which is what he was, a deputy of the National Assembly. Former Deputy Juan Guaido in the Venezuelan opposition. So that means the opposition to Maduro, and Maduro is part of the Chavista movement. You need to know that to understand this paragraph. The Chavista movement under Hugo Chavez, right? Hugo Chavez now dead. Maduro was his follower, was the one who came after him, and protege in many ways. And so it's the Chavista party is in control of Venezuela. And by the way, their elections far more legit than ours on stupid black box, broken speak and spell pieces of shit machines. They have a legit election compared to ours. Anyway, so that's the Chavista movement. So former Deputy Juan Guaido in Venezuelan opposition experienced another embarrassing incident of violence this Saturday, June 11th, carried out by their own anti-Chavista followers. So the people attacking him and ripping off his shirt are other anti-Chavistas. This is the opposition party in Venezuela. And the reason they hate him, well, let me finish the paragraph, who confronted him, pushed him through chairs, and insulted him. Oh, I'm sure that I wish I knew some of those insults. I'm sure that must have been a wicked roast. There's one guy it's got to be easy to roast. It's this Banana Republic piece of shit. And I meant the store, not the Republic. Insulted him at the Moringa restaurant in San Carlos. He was at that restaurant to have lunch after completing his visit to the city as part of a tour of Venezuela. He's touring the country that he does not fucking run, that he's not the president of. Why does he have time to tour a country and just sit at restaurants and all that shit? Because he's not governing a goddamn country. He hasn't done a shit bit of governing. Guaido still, and by the way, the U.S. still also pretends he's president. It's not just Guaido. Guaido still pretends to be president in his make-believe world with the U.S., Canada, and Europe. It's yet to be seen whether European politicians who claim to recognize Juan Guaido will release a statement in condemnation of this treatment of a sitting head of state, quote unquote. And they put that in quotes as a joke. He's not a fucking sitting head of state. He's just a tool of American hegemony. Literally. And doesn't this tell you something about the quote unquote freedom in Venezuela? They have more than they have here, right? Than we have here in America, because Juan Guaido has attempted no less than 4 coups against Venezuela. He's declared himself president. This would be like fucking Mitch McConnell going out one day at a podium and going, "Hey, everybody, listen up. Listen up, everybody. I'm president now. Just decided I'm president. I know you didn't vote for me because I never ran for president, but I'm president, and your votes, you voted for me in your head. In your head, I feel like you did. And so, yeah, I'm president now. And so it'd be like that. And then Mitch McConnell proceeds to call on the military to capture or kill the president, whether it be Trump, Biden, whoever. Mitch McConnell runs around saying, "I'm the president, military, come attack the White House," calls on other countries to invade. Hey, come on, Russia, Canada, Mexico, come invade the U.S. and help us. Help us do this. This would be like Mitch McConnell. And by the way, if Mitch McConnell did this, I probably have more respect for him than I do now. But anyway, Mitch McConnell doing that, saying, "Come on, everybody, invade our country, bomb our country." And could you imagine if that shit went down, that the U.S. then allow him to keep touring the country, calling himself president? By the way, Juan Guaido has also, his signature has been found on the contract for the coup attempt that was called the Bay of Piglets under Trump, when the fucking 60 people from Colombia took their little ski boats with guns and masks into Venezuela in order to kill Maduro, and they were captured by fishermen. And Juan Guaido signed the contract for those assassins. We have the paperwork. And yet he's still wandering around Venezuela saying he's president. Could you imagine that? Could you fucking imagine Mitch McConnell just stumbling around Poughkeepsie, being like, "Yeah, I'm still president, and I called on the military to try and kill our president, but the guy who's in the presidential office, who's in the Oval Office, I don't know why he's there because I'm the president, but I called on our military to do that, and yeah, I'm gonna keep doing that. I'm just keep running around giving speeches. That's fine. It's nobody seems to care. Nobody's arresting me." Could you imagine the U.S. ever leaving that guy free to run around doing this shit? Of course not. The U.S. would have him in a black site in a fucking 10 minutes. Black site immediately. There'd be a button they'd push. He'd be black sighted. So just one more note on a couple more notes on this. As Telesur journalist Madeline Garcia reported through her Twitter account, according to her post, it was not Chavistas who were outraged when they saw Guaido. It was the opposition people themselves. Guaido, who declared himself interim president of Venezuela in February 2019, has participated in several coup attempts since 2019, even signed a mercenary contract to kidnap or kill Maduro. A parliamentary commission of National Assembly has accused him of multiple crimes against the state, including promotion of sanctions and foreign invasions and stealing Venezuelan assets abroad. Oh, yeah, I forgot to mention that one. He's the beneficiary. Guaido, the U.S. fake president of Venezuela, is the beneficiary of billions of dollars stolen from Venezuela. Because basically the U.S. declared, hey, this guy's the head president of Venezuela, and now he gets all of Venezuela's money that we can put our hands on. So they've just given him millions, billions. I know they've repossessed billions of dollars. They've given him millions at least. But yeah, still going. The U.S. still calling him president. By the way, don't forget this. And I know I said by the way too much. I have to find some other expression to mix it up a little. By the also, in adjacent to, etc. As extension, keep in mind that during Trump's State of the Union, the one and only moment that Nancy Pelosi, remember she's on the stage with Trump because she sits behind him, Speaker of the House, sits behind him, the only time that she got up off her antiquated ass and applauded Donald Trump. Big old applause. She and Donald Trump, buddy, applauding, standing together in unison, united as one. The only time was when Trump said President of Venezuela, Juan Guaido, is in the audience. That was the moment. That was the moment your two bullshit, flying crap, piece of dumpster fire parties stood up together and applauded. The whole place applauded. Yay for fake President Guaido. And if you have anybody in the House and the Senate that you believe in, that you think is a legit person, because I know, so there's people out there that are like, oh, the squad or whatever. And I don't know the answer for every one of them. But if you have any of them that you believe in, that you believe is doing good shit, is actually standing up for what's right, is actually standing up for honesty, is actually standing up against American hegemony, which is what you should want. If there is a single person in the Congress that you believe that of, or a governor or whatever the fuck, find out where they stand on Juan Guaido. Because if they are saying that the U.S. is going to put that puppet in and create a coup and kill who knows how many people, then they are not honest. They are not anti-hegemony. They're not anti-imperialist. They're not anti-death. They're not for people. They're not for average citizens. They're not for democracy. That list is done if you find out where they stand on that one issue. So check it out.